The movie starts with a woman named Kirk searching for her lost piglet in the woods. Meanwhile, a man named Sam is driving in a foreign country when he sees a man walking by. He stops to ask if the man recognizes a picture, but he can't speak English and doesn't know anything about it. Sam continues driving down a dirt path, but his GPS loses connection to his destination, which annoys him. Suddenly, the picture next to him starts floating weirdly in the air. When Sam looks back up, he sees the lost piglet walking onto the dirt path, causing him to brake quickly. After getting out of the car, Sam checks Peppa Pig, which he finds wounded and unable to get up. He puts the piglet in the back seat of his car and digs a hole to bury it since it appears to be dead. However, in the distance, a silhouette can be seen which startles Sam, so he picks up a weapon in defense. The silhouette starts screaming, and the piglet wakes up. Sam returns to his car with the piglet, and Kirk appears, lecturing him about not driving too fast in a foreign language. Sam tells her he doesn't understand and asks if she can speak English. Kirk reveals that pigs are a source of money for them. Sam offers to take her home and says he's lost. During the car ride, the piglet constantly squeals, which makes Sam believe it's suffering from injuries. However, Kirk doesn't seem to be worried and brushes it off as the piglet being happy. After arriving at their destination, Kirk releases the piglet to walk back to its barn. She proceeds to prepare food and alcohol for Sam. Kirk asks Sam where he came from, to which he replies that he came from a noisy place without being specific. Kirk shares her concerns that there's nobody left in the area except for pigs, and she might have to move to the city after selling them. Sam believes that Kirk is excited to move to the city, but Kirk denies this and expresses a desire to follow her mother's wishes. Sam inquires about the man named Lagzdins, but Kirk just laughs and shakes her head. Kirk sets up Sam's bed and reassures him that the spirit of her mother won't disturb him while he sleeps. Kirk offers Sam to stay at their place for as long as he likes. However, she leaves before Sam can tell Kirk that he has to leave in the morning. The next morning, Sam wakes up to find 3 people standing before him. He quickly gets up and covers himself as the 2 men inspect him. Kirk tells her father, Gustavs, that she wants Sam to stay. Sam then inquires if anyone in the room knows a person named Lagzdins, and the other man named Janssens shows interest in the name. However, Gustavs corrects him and says it's Lagzdins. Sam then asks for Lagzdins' location, but Gustavs calls out to Janssens talking about how the foreigner looks harder than his skull. Sam doesn't understand him, so he asks Kirk to translate. Suddenly, Janssens headbutts Sam, which causes him to pass out. In the barn, the men chain Sam and talk about feeding him to the pigs. Gustavs claims the foreigner is his and says that he'll do whatever he wants with Sam. Sam moves around on the ground and then gets kicked in the face by Janssens, who then yells at Kirky's face about what women are only good for. Kirk leaves and warns Janssens not to touch Sam. Sam weakly gets up and tries to go after Janssens, but the chain around his neck prevents him. Janssens just watches Sam naked on the ground as he imagines Sam being intimate with Kirk, then gets jealous of it since he wants Kirk's hand in marriage. Kirk returns with a broom to clean around Sam and Janssens leaves, not before spewing threats towards Sam. Sam cries and begs Kirk to let him go, but she doesn't respond, so he tries to find a way out. He looks back at Kirk and spits in her face, but gets a beating from Gustavs in return. In the morning, Sam wakes up heavily bruised, bleeding, and cold. He gets up, and the father-daughter duo arrive with buckets. Kirk demonstrates the work he must do for the pigs, then tells him to do it in return for food. Sam cowers trying to hide his jewels, but slowly approaches the buckets. He kicks down one of them, causing Gustavs to charge at him, but he's stopped by Kirk, who suggests to let Sam starve so he learns his lesson. Gustavs threatens to feed him to the pigs if he does it again and storms off. Kirky tells him that he must obey them to be happy, then follows after her father. It's late in the evening and Sam wakes up from his nap. He notices a tray of food from afar but can't reach it because of the chains. Sam tries to retrieve it, but the piglet he saved before gets to it first and starts eating it. He throws hay at the piglet to prevent him from eating any more of the food, but it doesn't work and he gives up. If I were him, I'd eat that Peppa Pig for bacon. The next day, brothers named Wilhelms and Marks enter the barn, and they notice the enslaved foreigner. Sam is quick to ask them for help, but the brothers do nothing but watch him in amusement. Marks arrives, mentioning how he and Kirka won't need to do much work since Sam is there to work for them, and Janssens appears behind them. Wilhelms and Marks announce that they want to buy the foreigner along with 8 pigs. Janssens, who is Marks' son, protests and tells them that he's horrible and eats a lot. They don't mind his words and want to bargain with Gustavs. Gustavs doesn't want to sell him since he was sent by God. It's another unfortunate night for Sam, but he's in luck because Janssens arrives to free him from his chains. Janssens tells him to hurry and they run off, but Kirk notices them and yells to stop. She chases after them, but Janssens stops her and says that Sam will only bang her and destroy the farm. Sam is unsure where to go while Janssens beats Kirk with a stick, who in return fights him back and declares that she'll never be with him. They continue to fight, but Kirk baits him by luring him into a kiss, then tackles him. Janssens holds her down and threatens to cut her nose off with pliers, but gets pulled back by Sam, who chokes him with the chains. They're interrupted by Gustavs, who fires his gun. Janssens runs off, and Kirk tells him that her father's grateful for Sam saving her life. Sam is fed and clothed, and Kirk says that her dad favors him. Sam asks why Kirky lured him into slavery, but she replies that she never lured or forced him into anything, since he was the one who offered her a ride home. Sam begins his job in the barn and looks after the pigs. Gustavs arrives to replace his chain with a longer one. He says that it'll get longer the more he continues to work hard, so he can do more work around the farm. Gustavs explains that Kirk is just a woman and he's getting older, so they need help from him. But of course, Sam doesn't understand what he's saying. Gustavs opens the door next to Sam and he takes a look around the new area. Sam basks in the fresh air and morning light, taking a good look at the view around him. Gustavs calls for him and shows him the new job he must do. Sam is tasked to end a pig for an upcoming party, but he rejects the work. Gustavs demonstrates what is done, but Sam can't bear to look. When Gustavs is finished, Sam cleans up after the gooey mess and notices the piglet he rescued. The piglet starts saying mama and it scares Sam away. Back in the barn, Kirk bathes Sam so he's presentable and clean for the party. Sam is nicely dressed and still chained as Gustavs walks him towards the party where there are plenty of people. He tells Sam to eat well since he deserves it and flexes his foreigner to the brothers. Marks hopes that his son can be as obedient as Sam and looks at Janssens from the distance sitting in a corner. Kirk brings out a plate full of meat and sits next to Sam. Throughout the party, Sam gets drunk and the guests are dancing along with the music. Kirk drags Sam to dance with her while Gustavs watches from the table. Marks and Wilhelms bring food for Janssens, who's sulking about Kirke and Sam. He tells his dad and uncle that they could have married him off to Kirk so they could get the farm. Marks knows that Janssens just wants it for himself, and Wilhelms orders him to get on all fours like a dog to bark. Janssens obeys them and starts acting like a dog, getting on his back and receiving belly rubs from Marks. Marks tells him that he must be stronger to get what he wants, and the brothers walk away. In the middle of Kirke and Sam's dancing, Gustavs gets between them and tells Sam that he doesn't deserve Kirk yet. Sam walks back to the barn and finds a dog, which he starts asserting dominance over by going on all fours and barking aggressively. The dog is revealed to be Janssens, who gestures to him to look over at a particular area. Sam gets up and finds his car covered. Then he gets in but can't close the door because he's chained. In the glove box, he gets some chocolate and finds relief at the taste of it. Sam also finds the keys and turns on the car, the headlights shining to reveal Kirk watching him. She shouts that the foreigner is getting away, and Gustavs drags him back to the barn along with several people. Sam gets whipped in front of an audience, later on leaving him to bleed in silence. Sam is back with a short chain and sits at the corner in pain. The piglet visits him, but Sam tells it to go away. It leaves but returns with a pair of pliers, which gives Sam hope. Everyone's outside loading the pigs into a truck, but notices the piglet that they missed. Sam is free from the chains and sneaks into the truck. On the road, Sam slams himself back and forth on the sides of the truck, causing it to flip and crash on its side. He runs off and Janssens shouts at him to run faster. Meanwhile, back at the farm, Kirk enters the barn with a tray of food for Sam. Noticing that he's gone, she drops the tray and starts crying out loud, alerting her dad. Gustavs leaves and Kirk wails at the thought of being all alone and returning to her boring life. Girl had to capture a man to be with. She's an incel beta. Sam runs through the woods but falls into a pit, knocking himself unconscious. He wakes up when it's dark outside and tries to find a way out. He curses and screams at his unfortunate luck now that he's trapped in an even worse position than he was in before. Morning comes and a rope is thrown down the pit by none other than the piglet itself. Sam is amazed and pulls himself up, thanking the piglet. He starts talking with the piglet, and it helps him remove the metal chain around his neck. Sam stands up to find all the other pigs from the truck. Sam leads the pigs through the woods, and they arrive at the site where the trucks had crashed to search for food. Kirk misses Sam and holds his underwear, feeling nostalgic about the time when he was chained up and dependent on her. I bet that underwear smells something fierce. She hopes and waits for him to return. Despite fighting for his freedom, Sam finds himself wanting to go back to Kirk. He walks through the woods to hear gunshots in the cornfield. The brothers and Gustav search for the pigs and the foreigner, as Jan Cooks is on all fours, sniffing around like a search dog. John Cooks finds Sam in the distance and smirks at himself. Sam saunters through the cornfield, but is met with the barrel of Gustav's gun. Gustav asks him where the pigs are and says that he'll tell no one about finding him as long as he gets the pigs back. Sam doesn't understand, and the brothers catch up to him, telling him to shoot Sam. The piglet tells him to run, and John Cooks throws himself at the gun to take it. A shot is fired, and Sam returns to Gustav's as he's been shot in the leg. Sam brings him back home, who's secretly happy that he gets to be with Kirk again. Kirk tends to Gustav's wound, and he tells his daughter to have children with Sam as he holds both of their hands. Gustavs gives the two his blessing to marry. The couple gets intimate, but they're interrupted by a flash of light through the window. They rush outside to find the barn burning in flames. John Cook steps out with a torch and threatens to end the couple if Sam touches her. We found the true incel of the movie. John Cooks tells her that he'll return to school and ask her to run away with him. Sam rescues what he can from the barn and finds John Cooks with Kirk, then beats him up. Marx and Wilhelms were the perpetrators behind the fire, but settled things with Gustavs and paid for all the damages. They attend Kirky and Sam's wedding, and Gustavs is happy to see them wedded. Unfortunately, on the wedding night, he passes away. Sam is the first to wake up, and he looks at his wife with a very pregnant belly. He drinks a glass of water and finds a door creaking open. Sam steps outside to see what was once a piglet, now grown up and big. The pig bids him farewell and leaves, and Sam is distraught knowing that he never found Lagzdins or returned home. He contemplates whether he should leave and abandon Kirk for freedom or stay chained down to the farm with her, taking care of children. In the end, all Sam can do is watch the pig find its own freedom instead of him. Our main man had some weird slavery kink. Truly original movie, but that doesn't mean it was good. What did you guys think of this one?
Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications. And leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.